Hi and welcome to Smart Design. Today I'm going to show you how to design a logo in PowerPoint. Quite a simple one like this one, got some gradients, some shades. And to get started, I'm just adjusting the drawing area to something square because I also want the logo to fit into square online websites, and that just helps to stay within the boundaries. Then I'm pasting the YouTube logo as a reference and finding a shape that's pretty similar to what we have here. So in this case, a rounded rectangle. See this yellow dot on the top left corner allows me to adjust the curvature. Now there's a very handy feature not many are aware of that's called edit points. It's in the format section of the shapes, and that opens a mode similar to Illustrator where you can now adjust the individual points and curvature of the entire path and create rather complex shapes as well. Remember that most shapes are only consisting of squares, circles, triangles, and you can also combine them in any way you want, so really try to break them down to the basic shapes. And what I do here is trying to get as close to the underlying shape as possible, and what's helping me here is to set the transparency of my shape to something like 50 or 60% so I can see what I'm tracing behind. Now the other element of the logo is this. This is just a standard shape, so it's pretty straightforward. To get the color, you can use the color picker and get a sample from the original YouTube logo here. Then I'm adding a couple of other shapes just to spice it up a bit, also very basic again, and in order to not make it too harsh, I choose the rounded rectangle here for the square. Now let's add some more color, and with the gradients we can get some nice modern look here. And I'm just playing around a little bit with the colors and the gradients. Just choose something that speaks to you. And you can also adjust the angle so it's not a steep 90 or 180 degree, but something that's a little bit off center to give it some more interest. Then I copy the shape and create another gradient, this time from white to transparent white, and that's allowing me to add a little highlight here, and I'm repeating the same in the mirrored version on the bottom left corner from now black to transparent black to add a little shadow, and that's creating a three-dimensional shape that's a little bit different from what you would get with the normal 3D shapes of PowerPoint, but you can of course also use those. Eventually, I want to have the logo to be transparent so I can paste it on any kind of colored background. And to help me guide with this, I changed the background color of the PowerPoint to yellow in this case, or some contrast color, because that allows me to see white and black easier than if it's white on white or yellow on yellow. Now what I'm doing is basically cutting out the circles and the shapes that we have added here, so they are not white anymore, but they are actually transparent and have the background color. In order to do that, I copy the shapes and I subtract them from the base shape. Last, I finish it off by adding a drop shadow and some 3D options from the normal PowerPoint shape tool to give the logo even more like a three-dimensional button kind of look. And then I select everything, right-click and save as PNG. Let me know in the comments below if this video was helpful, and see you next time on Smart Design.